great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking, looking a little in need of a shave, looking a little bit like a bum. How's everybody doing? I'll be here for the next hour trying to answer all of your immigration-related questions. I just sent out the notice and the waiting room is already halfway full. Let me go ahead and share the link to the waiting room so that everybody has it. Here's the link. How's everybody doing? How's your Memorial Day weekend? Mine has been absolutely insane. I have been traveling for 4 days straight. I'm going to tell you the whole story at the bottom of the hour. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Here's the link to the waiting room. How's everybody doing? It's good to see you. I didn't know if anybody was going to show up today or not. I'm going to do this call and then I'm going to relax for the rest of today and all day tomorrow. I'm just going to smoke a beef brisket tomorrow for dinner. So that will be fun tomorrow. That'll be my day. That's all that I'm going to do tomorrow. It's that and sit around the pool, read the newspaper. Assalamu alaikum, samba. All right, there's the link to the waiting room. I just hopped out of the shower. That's why my hair is sort of looking like I'm in grade school. We got the Protestant colic back there. How's everybody doing? Let's see who's here. All right, so we got Kwaku's here. And Troy is here. Hope, as she often is. Nijat's wondering if anybody's having problems with their USCIS account. I saw in the Immigrant Home Facebook group that some people are getting weird messages on there. Not about signing in so much, but just weird messages. Got Central Virginia in the house, Palm Springs. Old Creaky Bones is here. Old Creaky Bones has been here a lot lately. I have my EOIR number. I'm barred in New York. Anything else I need to take on, for instance, a pro bono asylum case. I would get the Asylum primer from Ayla. I would join Ayla if you're not already a member. Those are the two big things I have. Lewis is here. Hey, it's Sunday evening back in London for Memorial Weekend. How about that? Dammy is here. Robert is here. Nurse Laura chimed in. Hope says hello. Cyrus here. She's been here a lot lately. Rich and Lindy, Armando, Christina, Jackson, Tope. D-Skull's given all the love. Oh, nice. Robert went to the Padres-Yankees game yesterday. I wonder who won. I don't know. Eunice, if you need to ask me a question, come on into the waiting room and I'll pull you up. Let me post again in the comments where the links are. Malik is here. Hope is watching her favorite show. Christine. Robert's driving back to Los Angeles. I didn't get a haircut. I'm getting bald and I just combed my hair, which you guys aren't used to. All right, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We'll check on the comments in a little bit. The waiting room is now full. Holy cow. Muhammad is here. Hello, Muhammad.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you. Thanks for having me at the show. I have a question about my daughter. So I have applied asylum back in 2016. No, it's pending with USCIS. And my daughter, she got married. She is dependent. She got married in December 2021. And after 2021, she applied her adjustment of status and I-130 April 2022. After April 2022, within a month, they received a request for evidence, RFE, and then she submitted the RFE to the USCIS, and then on her account, it was coming like, we are actively reviewing your case. She was waiting, and after like the same year, end of 2022, December, probably in January 2023, she received a NOID.
And what was the basis of the Noid?
They were not like they said they have the less evidence that the marriage is the real,
Okay.
whereas they submitted all the marriage certificate pictures and everything they submitted.
Okay.
And her attorney was in Massachusetts.
Well, but wait, hold on. Why? That's a very unusual notice of intent to deny. Were either of them married before?
No.
And did they use a lawyer to file this case?
Yes.
And what kind of evidence did they submit in support of the I-130?
Okay. So I think the sponsor tax returns, they ask tax returns. Actually, when she was married, her driving license was in Maryland when she married. But when she moved here, she didn't change her driving license to her spouse address. So neither the attorney says you need to change that driving license. So they submitted the same driving license with the Maryland driving license, the whole
Okay.
the whole case. And attorney didn't say anything, and the USCIS were asking about the information. I mean, they need more information. And at that time, their health insurance was not with his, with her husband. The health insurance was done like after couple of months. But that year, 2021 December, they filed a tax jointly. And like after 6 months, like I said, December 2023 January, they received a NOID notice.
And
And
they replied.
yes, they, like, within a time they replied that NOID notice. And the NOID notice was like 30th March 2023, they submitted within a time NOID notice.
And still no answer?
Yes, that is the thing I am trying to tell you. So she keep looking at the USCIS account. Every time first it was says 10 months, 9 months, then it time comes like 2 weeks.
Mhm.
When she look at the 2 weeks.
So that's all BS. And those stated processing times don't mean anything. So she's married to a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes, sir.
And what was the actual date they filed the I-130 and the 485?
uh 11 April 2022.
11th April 20. So they've been waiting a year and a half for this.
Correct. So after 11 April 2020, initially they submitted their whole case.
Mhm.
Then after 1 month, they received a RFE in April. Then they submitted the RFE within the time, and the whole like 7 8 months they waited, and then end of the December 2023. I mean 2022, they received a NOID notice, and
Right,
then
I got it. But so since they replied to the NOID, no response from USCIS.
exactly the time before
Okay,
that.
hold on. So I know what needs to happen. They should send me what they've sent in, show me the NOID, show me the NOID response, and they probably need to sue USCIS because USCIS doesn't like this case, and they probably need to sue. And Maryland is a really good place to sue because they get working on it right away. Have they had an actual face-to-face interview or no interview yet?
Not yet. Actually, she moved here in New Jersey. I mean, she lives in New Jersey
Oh,
with her husband.
but you said Maryland driver's license, that she has a Maryland
Yeah,
driver's license.
I was like initially when she married, at that time she was in Maryland, but she didn't change her ID to
So now
New.
she's hold on. So now she sent them a New Jersey driver's license.
Everything was done, sent everything, and even NOID response, affidavits, pictures, everything they already submitted. And till that time, they are waiting, for her interview, whatever. Uh,
Okay. So I just put our email address at the bottom, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. If they want to email us, we can talk about suing. Okay. I'm going to get going, Mohammed. Thanks for the call.
Okay, sir. So, is there anything like still we have to wait, or
No, they need to sue the government to try to get a decision. The government isn't going to decide the case.
because like right now the time was 11 months, then now the time again
Right.
they put
That's
5.
all. That's all BS. They just make up numbers. They pull them out of their butt. It has nothing to do with her case. I got to go, Mohammed. See you, buddy. If they want to help, just have them call the office or email me. Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Bye, buddy. All right. That was Mohammed. Let's go to Samsung Galaxy. Hello, Samsung Galaxy.
Hi, Jim. Hi. Thanks so much for answering. I will ask my questions one by one very quickly. I want to ask you about TN visa for Iranian Canadians. With Trump presidency, how much would it be in danger, do you think? And also, very, very much. And then converting it inside US to EB2, EB1, or any other visas, let's say immigration visas.
Much
Would
easier.
that also
Much easier if they're physically in the United States.
Mm-hmm. If I come to US with TN visa,
Yeah, didn't we talk about this already?
not but for these aspects, not for these a few questions, and I want to get to that HR humanitarian statement as well. That's something else. But yeah, for if I would be inside US and if I want to convert to TN to EB2, EB1, or any other immigration visas,
TN's a non-immigrant visa, so you'd have to go from TN
yes.
to H-1B and go through the lottery, and then go to EB2 or whatever.
I see. Okay, so there's no other way. Then it's only H-1B visa, or not even L2 visa, or any two. I don't know, H-1C visa, or any other chances for any other routes.
Are you eligible for an H-1C?
I might be, depending on what job I can get, because I have worked for a lot of.
So right now you're like 10 steps ahead. For now, I would just focus on the TN, and Donald Trump's not even in office yet. So I understand. Right. I understand you want to explore the possibilities, but I can't spend all my time on the show talking about things that might happen 4 years from now. So my advice is always do the next right thing.
And yeah, but for my question was that Trump may become a president in 6 months or 7 months, and he has said that as soon as he will take office.
We already talked about all this. We already talked about whether or not you should come first. I already said yes.
Yes, so that is for sure that I have to be there before he.
I'm not saying for sure. I'm just telling you what I think. That's all. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm gonna get going, Samson. Thanks for the call. All right. Let's go to Seahawks 12S. What's up, Seahawks 12S? I can't hear you. Are you on mute? Thanks, Laura. No H-1Cs. It's been 16 years since H-1Cs were valid. All right. Seahawks 12S, no audio. Basil is here. Hello, Basil. You're on mute.
Basil, Do you hear me now?
Yep.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing?
Good. So I have a question. So let me just give you a background on my immigration story. So I'm a derivative of my mom's application. We are adjusting a status based on asylum. But I was also a derivative for my mom's I-130 application. My grandmother, U.S. citizen, petitioned my mother many years ago, over 10 years ago, and then she got approved for that application actually 4 years ago, and that case was sent over to NBC. We haven't taken any action at all with that case. We haven't submitted any documentation. We haven't paid any fees because we pretty much are unable to do anything with that case. We are unable to leave the country because we have unexpired passports. So right now, actually, we're adjusting status with based on asylum. The case is pending.
So hold on.
Yeah.
Everybody, you can't just talk forever, and you got to take a breath so that I can ask questions. So your mother applied for asylum?
Correct.
And it got granted.
Correct.
When did it get granted?
2021.
And so you received asylum as a derivative.
Correct.
Okay, so how many people are we talking about? You and your mom only, or other people too?
Just my mom and I.
Okay, and so when did your mom and you apply for your green cards?
We apply 2022.
2022.
So 1 year
okay.
after.
And they haven't been approved yet?
No, not yet.
What country are you from?
Venezuela.
Okay. And so what's the question now?
So we actually got a letter from NBC saying whether that we have to make a decision on the case and if we're going to pursue consular processing or not. Otherwise, the case will be withdrawn. So my question is pretty much, should we do that or should we just leave it open just in case? Trump is coming as well, so we're kind of anxious about, getting the green cards before doing anything.
So I don't believe NBC can ask you to decide what you want to do. I guess my first question was, have you been contacting them at least once a year to keep that case alive?
Yeah, we've been logging into the portal just to keep it alive. Yeah.
So then my question is, why hasn't your green card case been approved if it's 2 years old?
You know what? I think I have the ground date. I think it's over a year. So probably we applied actually last year, and it's been a year, over a year.
A year. Okay.
Yeah, still pending.
So what I would say is, and so what's the receipt date of the 485? Roughly the month.
Right.
Is it exactly 12 months?
Give me 1 second. I have it
here.
Sure. So because I applied before my mom because we didn't have the whole money, so I applied first. So I applied in April 2023. I applied before the 1 year physical presence actually, and then she applied on in November of 2023. So she applied 6 months later after me.
Okay, so here's what I would do. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong. I don't think you need to be worried. Hopefully your green card case will get approved in a month or two. But if it doesn't, if you had filed on your own, I would say if 14 months go by from April of 23, go ahead and sue. But since you and your mom both have cases, I would just say if you and or mom don't have decisions by the end of this year, I'd probably sue them in January.
Okay. But at the case over the NBC, that wouldn't affect the adjudication with the Okay. And you will keep it alive just until we get our green cards, just in case.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, and then once you get your green card, I'd notify NBC and send them a copy of your green card.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Okay, excellent, Jim. I think I'm gonna do that. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Basil. See you, buddy. Good luck. Keep me posted, okay?
Of course. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, everybody, try to listen. Try to let me get a word in edgewise, because sometimes people want to just talk and talk and talk. And not that he was doing that, Basil, but the earlier caller, Muhammad, just wasn't listening. So I just need everybody to once I have a sense of what the case is about, let me jump in, because I can a lot of times cut things a whole lot faster. Christian's back. Hello, Christian. You're not driving, are you?
No, sir. I'm just making.
How you doing? Nice. How you doing?
So far, so good, Jim. What about you?
I'm great. It's Sunday. I got tomorrow off. I'm just gonna relax. As soon as I'm done with this call, I'm relaxing the rest of the weekend.
That's cool. That's cool. You guys know how to relax. I need to work the whole week.
I don't know about that. I work too much actually, but I'm trying to get better.
Welcome to my world of working.
Yeah. What's up?
So I have three small questions, short ones. After receiving a notice, well, not receiving a notice, after a change, after CASA, my status changed on the USCIS webpage, the 30th of April, that my case is ready to be scheduled for an appointment, but no news. How long does it take to get this notice in the mail, or usually, what do you think?
Usually a week or two, a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been 4 weeks now.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy. You might call him
I guess I just need to wait.
or call him.
Okay. What documents do I need? I don't know if you remember my case. It's my wife's father that has cancer back down in Cuba. I got all the documents for her, like, but what grounds should I use to ask for my advance parole permit too? Like, because it's her father that is sick, they're gonna
Yeah.
tell me, like, yeah, why do you need to go?
I think you actually hurt her chances of getting advance parole if you try to get it too.
Okay.
And I don't know if you were listening the other day, but you know, I'm not a big believer in requests for expediting, but we had a guy on who needed to expedite so that he could go overseas and give his father his kidney, and they
Yeah,
dragged
I
it.
was.
Yeah, so I wouldn't get anybody's hopes up.
Yeah, yeah. That case was really sad about his father.
Yeah, and I'm still mad about that.
And how do I apply for this thing online? Like, I need to print this, fill it out, and send it to
What are
USP
you talking
FedEx,
about? An expedite request or the 131?
the 131.
Yeah, you print it out, you fill it out, you print it out, you sign it, and you applied for the green card before April 1st, right?
Correct.
So check the rules, but I'm pretty sure you don't have to pay the filing fee because
I don't.
yeah. So then I would actually print out that rule that says you don't have to pay, and then I would just send a cover letter and say, there you go.
Understood. Are you familiar with the rollback provision in the Cuban Adjustment Act? Maybe.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Thank you, Jim, for your help.
Hi, Christian. See you, buddy. All right, all right. I separated from my wife during conditional green card. Can I submit form I-751 joint? No, that would be a bad idea. Go look, Asen. Look, I'm sorry that's happening. Go ahead and look that up. I have a ton of videos on that, but you want to file that by yourself. But somebody's going to need to file for divorce. All right, all right. Clearing out some people from the waiting room. There we go. All right, let's go to Troy. Hello, Troy.
Good afternoon, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I just have one quick question.
Okay.
I called last year about my I-130. My wife filed for me. She was a green card holder, and I told her that she's doing her citizenship. She applied for it in February, and she got it last week Monday. So now we want to change from F2A to CR1, and we don't have no kind of information on how to do that.
This is an overseas case or an adjustment case?
Overseas, I'm in St. Lucia, and she's in New York.
And has the I-130 been approved yet?
No.
So it's still pending at USCIS.
Yes, it is.
So she should take the I-130 receipt notice and take her naturalization certificate. And in the bottom corner of the I-130 receipt notice, there's an address.
Yeah.
And I would write a letter to that address and say, my name is Mrs. Troy. I live in New York. This is our receipt number for our I-130. When I filed the I-130, I was a lawful permanent resident, but I'm happy to report that I'm a U.S. citizen now. Attached is a copy of my naturalization certificate. Please upgrade my case from F2A to CR1.
Okay. And my last question is, so since I already applied and my I-130 is already in the system, the time that we already waited, do we have to start over, or they rolling it over from what we waited already?
Say that again. I'm sorry. I was checking out I put the hose in the hot tub. Okay. I wanted to make sure my son took it out of the hot tub. Sorry. So tell me the new question.
No
Sorry.
Yeah, so the question is, we applied last year, July 23rd, 2023, and we've been waiting. So the time that we waited already.
Yeah, no, you don't start over. Yeah, that all counts. Yep.
Okay, no, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Good luck, Troy. What embassy are you going to have your interview at?
Well, we don't have an embassy in St. Lucia, so I'd have to go to Barbados, and I don't know how that one runs, if it's quick, if it's slow. So
I think it's relatively quick, but I also think they're sort of tough there. So maybe call us back when you get ready, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right, bye, Troy.
Bye.
See you, buddy. All right, so I'm going to have to send my son a note to put the cover back on the hot tub. I don't know why he wouldn't do that. So let me do that real quick. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Everybody put in the comments something fun that you've been doing this weekend. I hope it's something outside maybe. You know, here in St. Louis, we have these really loud cicadas. A cicada are these bugs that that come out of the ground every 13 years or 17 years. Well, this is a year where the 13-year ones and the 17-year ones come out. And so it sounds like you can't really hear it, but sometimes even with the windows closed, you can hear it. It's insane. So I can't do the show outside for another couple weeks. But look at that. Lewis is playing golf today, golf tomorrow, and golf Tuesday. I wonder if Donna's at a barbecue this weekend. Rosillo's doing dog training. Let's see. Oh, Nijat played pickleball. That's fun. Yeah, hopefully, Laura, if you're coming to the Midwest, hopefully the cicadas will be gone soon. I think we only got another week or 2 left. Oh, and Yassine had a kite festival. That's awesome. All right, Dan is here. Hello, Dan.
How are you doing, sir?
Great, buddy. How you doing?
Can't complain. Last time we spoke, I was waiting for my green card in the mail. So it finally did arrive. So now I had a question. So now traveling outside the country, because my wife is expecting in 4 weeks. She's expecting, she's due. So in like 6 months, we want to go and visit family, and my family's in South Africa. How would the traveling arrangements work on my side?
It should be very straightforward. You're gonna travel together. Yeah, so you should be fine. I mean, the only time I think people get in trouble is when they travel without their spouse for the first time. But you got your green card very quickly. Your case was approved very quickly. I don't think there's any red flags on your case, so I think you'll have no problem.
Okay. So I wouldn't need a pass out.
I'm sorry?
I won't need a pass out, right?
A passport?
A pass out, like a pass out letter or anything like that.
I don't know what that is, a pass out letter.
Like usually they say, like, if you I've watched a couple of videos in case you're planning to spend over a year, or they always say it's always good to request a pass out letter from the UCIS.
You got a green card, dude. You don't need that.
Okay. No, I appreciate that.
Congrats, bud.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
See you, Dan. Bye, buddy. Yeah, he got his green card really fast. All right. Ahmed is here. Hello, Ahmed.
Hello, Jam. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Happy Memorial Day for you and your family.
Thank you. Same to you.
And I hope that you're going to have like Eid Adha Mubarak, inshallah.
Thanks.
So remember my situation. I came in 2014. Actually, the exact date I came in July 10th on a B1, B2. And I'm Syrian national, me and my family. I have 3 kids. 2 of them were born in Syria, and the last one, she was born here in 2014. So in 2015, exact date, January the 5th, I applied for TPS. My B1, B2 ends at January the 10th. So I got my receipt for the TPS at January the 23rd. And I got approved for the TPS late in the year. So now that was 2015. Now in 2019, and I kept my TPS and I traveled multiple times on advanced parole. Last one was in 2020. Now I applied in 2019, I applied for EB3. I got my I-140 approved. I got everything approved. I applied for adjustment of status in 2022.
I remember.
The application got denied.
Right.
So now I have, I don't know what's your advice, but what I hear that the law is, because according to the law, the memo that it's in 2022, if you are paroled and in status, which I traveled 3 times, so you should be able to do adjustment of status.
But TPS isn't status.
Excuse me?
TPS isn't status.
So what's now? My I-140 got approved, and just the adjustment of status got denied. So what's your recommendation? Should I like start from MVC and wait to get it from out overseas?
What did I tell you last time? Because I don't think anything's changed since the last time we talked. Has anything changed?
I can't recall, like, but I have a pending asylum. You told me, I think, to focus on the asylum.
Okay, so when did you file your asylum? How long after you entered?
So I filed my asylum after my first trip in 2017, when I was like, I entered because each time when I enter, I have 1 year to apply for asylum.
Well, yes, yes, technically that's true. It makes your case less compelling, though.
Yeah, but I don't think, honestly, I don't think I have, with the situation now, what we saw from our community, that I don't think my asylum case will make a big difference. Although now we are 10 years here, and 2 kids are about to graduate from the high school. And
What's the question for me, Ahmed? What's the question?
what's your recommendation now to do if, even if my I-140 got approved?
I don't know. I don't think it would be safe for you to leave the United States. I don't think they'd ever let you come back. So again, focusing on your asylum case, you applied for asylum. So the last time you entered, before filing for asylum, how much time was there between when you entered and when you? See, I don't think you get to take advantage of that. I mean, this is way too complicated for a phone call like this. Do you have a lawyer? Like, is somebody handling this for you? I can't tell you off the top of my head whether somebody's long pending asylum case where they leave the United States every year because they feel like taking advanced parole, and they have TPS and they have an I-140.
Okay,
yeah,
then
where's my
then
green card?
I'll make a call and with the office, and
Only call if you're hiring us. I'm here to answer general questions. You're asking me very specific things about a very specific case where you've made what I think are wrong decisions about. You've been way too casual with getting advanced parole and leaving the United States and filing for adjustment. I mean, I don't know that any of this was ever going to work.
okay.
So to call me up on a YouTube show and ask me these questions, it's insane. If you have a lawyer, talk to your lawyer. If not, you need a lawyer because this is all jacked up.
Got it. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Ahmed.
Thank you.
Good luck, buddy. All right. Kwame is here. Hello, Kwame.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
I'm very happy because you're now the second person laying down today that I've picked on. So how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. So, Jim, I have an issue that's with my cousin. She got married 3 years ago, and then she got her work authorization after a year. She went for an interview. They called them for an interview just about a month ago. And then when they came home, the I-130 was approved, but the I-1485 was still pending. Today, he got a message that she has been sent an RFE, and then her case has been transferred to Virginia. First, her case was in Baltimore. It has been transferred to Virginia. Now, her issue is that when she came to America, after 1 month, she got a message from the U.S. Embassy that her visa has been revoked.
Why?
Because at the border of entry, the officer asked her how long is she staying. Then she said she's staying for 2 weeks. Then officer said then she's going to give her only 1 month. Is she sure she's going to go back? And she said yes, but she did not go back. So after that, she got a message from the U.S. Embassy that the visa has been revoked.
And what embassy was that, Kwame?
In Ghana.
Ghana. Okay. All right.
Yes. So her question is that the visa that was revoked, is that what is affecting her decision on the I-1485? And so she worry about it.
Has the I-130 been approved?
Yes, it has been approved.
I'm sorry?
Yes, it has been approved.
Yes. And did you say they did have an interview?
Yeah, they had an interview.
So it sounds like maybe. And so was the interview in Baltimore or was it in
Baltimore? In Baltimore.
Where does she live?
She lives in Maryland.
Did she ever apply for asylum?
No.
Did they ask her at her interview? Did they ask her anything about her entry to the United States or about what she told the people at the embassy when she got the visa?
Yes. When she was asked about that when she was coming to the United States, did she come along with some people? And then she said no, she did not. So they said, well, on your form, you indicated that you are coming with your husband and kids. Then she said, okay, that was on the form, but she came alone.
Oh, time out. Time out. Okay, so can we come up with a fake name for your cousin? Let's call her Linda.
Yeah.
Cousin Linda. So how many times in her life has cousin Linda been married?
Twice.
So once in Ghana and once in the United States?
Yeah, they are both Ghanaians. Before she got her visa, she was married with a Ghanaian, and then she got a visitor's visa, and then later when they divorced, she came to America, and then she got married to another Ghanaian.
I mean, I know
But
you watch this. I know you watch this show a lot, so you know they hate that, right?
yeah.
So at the time, on the day she sat down across from the day she sat down across from the consular official, she was already divorced, or the divorce was pending, or what?
No, she wasn't. She was still married. You mean when she went for the US visa?
Yeah, for the visit visa, she was still
Yes,
married.
she was. Yeah, she was married with the first husband. Actually, she and the first husband went to the embassy for her visa.
Oh, so they applied together.
Yes, the husband was already a US citizen already.
Wait, husband number one or husband number two?
Husband number one, both husbands are US citizens, but husband number one was a citizen, and then she was just coming to visit. She was coming for a visit.
So so that changes things a little bit. So Linda goes to the embassy and applies for a visit visa, and her husband number one never filed an I-130 for her.
No.
Okay, so then she gets the visit visa, and are you saying that at the embassy she said she was coming with other people, or when she came through?
Yes, yeah, she was coming at the embassy. It was that she was coming with the husband.
With her husband, okay. But then did she not
Yes.
travel with him?
No, she didn't travel with him.
How much time between when she got the visa and when she traveled?
When she got a visa, I think she waited for about 2 months before she came for the first time. She came for the first time and stayed for about 4 months and went back to Ghana, and then
she was
came
still
back
married,
again.
still married during all that point. She was still married to husband number one after that first trip.
No, at the first trip she had already divorced the first husband.
You said it was only 2 months between when she had her visa interview and when she came.
Yes.
So she got divorced in that 2-month window?
Yes, I think the first time when she came, she was married, but when he came back to Ghana, but before she was coming for the second time, then she was divorced.
Okay, so let's talk about the divorce itself. Did she participate in the divorce? Was she in the United States when the divorce happened? What's the details of the divorce? Because
No, she was in Ghana when the divorce happened.
Did she go to the court and see the judge and everything?
Yes.
Do we have any concern that the divorce from husband number one is valid?
Well, I don't know about that, but they presented every document that shows that the divorce was valid.
Maybe. Why didn't husband number one ever file an I-130 for her?
Well, I don't know why. I think she said she was not ready to. My cousin said she was not ready to come to the United States, come and live permanently in the United States. She just wanted to come visit and go back.
Okay, so when she came on the second visit, did she already know the person she ended up marrying or not?
No, she did not.
So when did she enter on the last trip, and when did she get married?
Actually, she entered the last trip. She came somewhere in April, and then when she came, she got married somewhere in May.
So less than 60 days after entry.
Yeah.
And you said she didn't know the person before she entered in April?
Yeah, she did not know it wasn't her boyfriend. They know each other as friends, but they didn't have anything in connection.
No one's gonna believe this. No one's gonna believe this.
Yeah.
This whole thing stinks. She's in trouble. Does she have a lawyer?
She didn't have a lawyer, but I was saying that I think she should get a lawyer. But the first time they did it alone.
Kwame.
Right. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
buddy.
All right. All right.
See you,
Thank
man.
you very much.
All right.
All right.
Later. Kwame always has good questions, doesn't he? All right. All right. Munzir's here. Hello, Munzir. You're not driving,
Hi
are
there,
you?
Jim. It'll be a quick one, I promise. I'll give you a refresher. So I'm preparing for my diversity visa interview sometime next year, and I just want to ask you about military service. One of my citizenships, Syria, formally requires all adult males to serve in the military, and for obvious reasons, I'm not going to serve. For very, very obvious reasons, and I haven't even lived there. So I guess the question is, would that hinder my
Oh my God. Wait, you're worrying about military service that you never did.
Yes, because I'm afraid that the embassy would not like that I did not fulfill a legal requirement of my citizenship.
No, they'll be much happier.
I guess, right? I mean, I'm not serving in your enemy's military, so
So
that
here's
should
what
serve
happens.
my needs.
Here's what happens. Munzir talks to Jim, and Jim gets Munzir calmed down. Then Munzir goes off and thinks about things that might possibly get him. No, you're fine, dude.
I appreciate it, Jim. You know, Trump is coming. You got to get my cards ready, but I really appreciate it.
All right, see you, buddy.
Thanks a lot.
Later. All right, that was Munzir. There he goes. Kwame's going too. Gotta keep the waiting room fresh and clean. All right. How's everybody doing? So I did have a little bit of a story for you. So let's talk about Jim's last 48 hours and why I'm looking forward to relaxing. Thursday, my son Ibrahim and I flew up to Dearborn and met with a very nice young lady who we're thinking about partnering up with to open an office in Dearborn, Michigan. We got to see the town and the area. I shared some of that on Friday's show about what we were able to see, the mosque and the food, and we had a great time. Just for you to know, a flight from St. Louis to Detroit is 1 hour and 3 minutes. 1 hour and 3 minutes. So we got to the airport. Our flight was supposed to leave at 4:15. At around 3:15, they said, oops, sorry, this plane that we were supposed to use hasn't been in service for a while. The battery's dead. So that was a problem, right? So they had to charge the battery. Well, that took about an hour. And when the battery, you have to get the battery up to 33, and they got the battery up to about 28, and then they started having everybody board the plane. They said, okay, we're going to be good to go here. Probably take another half hour. We'll keep charging the battery while everyone's boarding. And so the problem was they get everybody on the plane, and then they're like, oh crap, now that the battery is fully charged, the hydraulic pump monitoring system has alerted us, right? So I don't really get nervous much about planes, but I was starting to get a little bit nervous. But they said everything should be okay. But we sat on the runway sweating for an hour and a half. And he's like, I really wish we had another plane for you, but it's Memorial Day weekend. We don't know. This was Delta. We don't have any other planes. Sorry about that. So we're going to try to get this hydraulic pump fixed. Well, we sit down there for another half hour. So now we've been on the tarmac sweating. And I was still wearing long pants and clothes from Jummah prayer on Friday. So I was really hot because, I like to be casual usually. So I'm sweating my nards off. Ibrahim's in the back. I'm sweating. And they finally say, okay, we're throwing in the towel on this plane, and we found another plane. Okay. So they send, so we're at gate 73. They send us down to gate 61. Hema wants me to grab him some Popeyes because I got off the plane first. So I got him some Popeyes. We're waiting, and then they say, okay, the plane's here, crew's here, everybody come on, get on the plane. So we all get on the plane, and then they say, well, the airport's a little bit short-staffed. So we're all on the plane waiting to go, and we had to wait another hour for them to get the luggage off the old plane onto the new plane. So again, sweating, hot. I'm totally fried. Oh my gosh. So finally they took off. Well, he says now, as I mentioned, the flight is usually an hour and 3 minutes, and I have a driver who is waiting for me. So I'm texting him the whole time, trying to make sure that he's not there too early and wasting time. He's like, "Oh, Jim, I don't know if you're gonna be able to come. I don't know if you're gonna be able to come. Oh, wait, hold on. There's one more picture I need to show you. So, I don't know if you'll be able to come because there's storms here. Yeah, here it is. Wait till you see this. So let me share that. I don't know if you'll be able to come. So we ended up in a holding pattern. Well, we had to fly deep to the south. So it took us an hour and a half to get to St. Louis, or an hour and 45 minutes to get south of St. Louis so we could enter from the south. And there's lightning all around. All around there's lightning. So we're flying around and you're seeing lightning pop all over St. Louis. And I know my landmarks, right? Because I grew up here. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So eventually the pilot sees a little window, and he's been cracking jokes. He's been really great with all of us for the whole time that we've been sitting on the plane. He was with us from the start. He said, I'm going to get you guys. He said, I'm going to get you guys to St. Louis. Don't you worry about that. And so I have to convert this. This is an HEIC to JPEG. Let me convert it real quick. He says, I'm going to get you guys down on the ground. And everybody's like, what the heck? But he decides that he's going to try. And so we start going down, 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 and it's pretty bumpy. So let me download this. How do I do that? Let me see. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, so check this out. So this is a picture that my son took from the airplane. He was on the back of the plane. Share screen. Here we go. Check this out. So that's lightning off the edge of the plane. So literally, isn't that pretty? We're going down like this, and like every now and then we bounce back up, and he stops and goes and stops and goes, and he finally gets us onto the ground. And it was like very bouncy. And then because there's lightning, they can't send out the jet bridge and they can't empty out the bags. Now, luckily we didn't check our bags or we would have still been there. But eventually, so we ended up sitting on the tarmac again for an hour. So it ended up taking us 7.5 hours on a flight that should have taken an hour and 5 minutes. And people were mad, and I was like, I wasn't mad. I went up to the pilot as we're getting off the plane, and I was like, that was a badass landing. I said, that scared the crap out of me, but you did an awesome job. So he was very grateful. So so then we were supposed to be back at 5 o'clock on Friday night, which was great because I had to leave to drive Yusuf, Noor, and Amani down to Bentonville, Arkansas, which is where Walmart is. Yeah, we could have driven faster, Glenn. That's exactly right. If we left Juma and driven straight home, we would have been there. So I knew I had to get up at 5 on Saturday morning, and I was looking forward to getting home at 5 p.m. on Friday, so I had enough time to go to bed early. Well, we didn't go to bed till 11:30, and we had to get up to drive to Bentonville. And so we got up at 6. So Noor's on a new team now, right? So Noor's on a new team, and this is her first weekend series. So it's supposed to be today, tomorrow, or yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So she played 3 games, and she played great. She hit a. Oh wait, hold on. I can show you her hit. Let me see if I can find it. So Noor came up with the bases loaded twice. She came up with the bases loaded twice, and she's on this new team. She's really stressed out. She's trying to do well. So the first time she was up, stupid Facebook. The first time she came up, she grounded out, so she didn't get a hit. But the second time she came up, let me see if I can do this. Facebook's so weird. Oh my gosh, no, I can't do it. I'll show you guys that one tomorrow. But Noor got a bases clearing triple. It was great. And so so we had the 3 games. The last game they lost, and so they were supposed to play today at 11. Well, last night we went to bed, and at about 2 in the morning, the phone alarms start going off, and The wind was howling. It was howling. And our windows of our hotel, we were on the ground floor of this Courtyard by Marriott because we had to schedule it at the last minute. And so our windows are just getting pounded with hail. It's insane. And it's so loud. And the alarms keep going off on our phones. So I'm like, what the hell? And so I go over by the window, and our floor of our room is completely soaked with water. The water's just streaming in. The alarms are going off. Tornado alarms are going off. And I should have gotten everybody up and gone over to the lobby or at least into the hallway, but we didn't do that. We just sort of laid around. We were sort of out of it. And then we got up this morning, and I'm going to show you some different pictures. So, so this is a little tree branch that got knocked down by us. That was right by my car. And then we had the wind was insane last night. It was insane. All the electricity went out in the hotel. The hotel had no electricity. Has anybody ever been in a hotel with no electricity? It's sort of scary. We were down, like I said, on the ground floor. And when I was walking around, did you guys ever see Stranger Things when they're walking through that lab? It was like that. Holy cow. It was crazy. So then I realized, so my front windshield has like 3 big stars on it. So it's still drivable, but we just got back. And so I hopped in the pool real quick, cleaned up, and came in to do the show. That's why I'm so excited about taking a break. I felt very, very lucky. We went out on the street, and you know how they have those signs like "Do not enter" or "a yield." They were all twisted like this. They were twisted like a piece of pasta or something. It was insane. It was crazy. Oh my gosh! Look at this. Laura says, I got stuck in a hospital stairwell when the power went out once on Halloween. No, thank you. So God is great. We got lucky. I feel very lucky to have been safe. I'm glad that we got back. So no softball. The whole tournament got canceled. They said that one of the fields, not the field Nora was at, the whole field is gone. So the bleachers are gone. The fences are gone. The whole thing is gone. So we're extremely lucky to have made it back to St. Louis. How about that? All right. Let's talk to Nubia. Nubia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for.
How you doing?
I'm good. Hope you are.
Thanks. Yep, I am for sure.
Okay, I applied for my daughter. No way.
Oh, Nubia's breaking up. I don't know what that's all about. Let's go to Kime. Hi, Kime.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me. I'm good. I have a question. Me and my partner, my partner is an American, born American, but we both live here in Canada together in the same address for about 20 years. And we live kind of about an hour from Washington State, particular a city called Bellingham. We got married about over 2 years ago, and we both work here in Canada, but we typically travel across the border back and forth at least once a week because we have a property in Bellingham.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking to apply to get my green card, but I'm a little bit concerned that if I apply when I'm in the state, I'm not going to be able to come back to Canada, and I don't want that because I'm still actively working. We're both actively working here in Canada. So I wonder, in my case, what is the best way that I can do to send my application and I still be able to come back and forth from Canada and United States? I don't have any necessarily intention to live 100% and stay at this time. I kind of feel okay just like going there temporarily and come back and stuff like that. But eventually I'm thinking that we might decide to stay in a state somewhere.
Okay, this is a great question. So let me ask you this question. Let's put immigration to the side. If you had a magic wand and you could pick the date, when do you think there will be a time where you start spending most of your time in the United States?
Right now, typically I'm just basically here in Canada. I come only here to Canada to work, and I'm a citizen here.
Right, but see, the thing that you're talking about applying for is a card, and the name of the card is lawful permanent residence, a permanent resident card. So permanent is permanent. So I think sometimes people get their green cards too early. So what I'm trying, you guys have been together for a really long time.
Yeah, we are.
You have it sounds like most of your life is in Canada. Is that fair?
Yeah, basically because this is where I work. But
Has anybody, okay, right. But do you have a plan at some point in the future where the two of you are going to be living most of the time in the United States and you'll be working in the United States? I guess that's my question.
Most likely, yeah. But most likely I have a plan to move to Bellingham, which is the closest city from.
But when will that be?
I would say maybe in 2 years.
So you're in a tricky situation because your situation is unusual, and that means they're going to assume you're like everybody else. What do I mean by that? Well, they're going to think that you just really want to get a green card, right? They're going to think that you're after this green card, that you have immigrant intent, and like you just want to be able to live your life. But the problem is once your partner, and you are legally married. Are you legally married?
Yeah, we are.
Have they said anything to you so far about being married to a U.S. citizen and coming and going? Have they given you any trouble?
No, we typically cross the border regularly, like at least every weekend.
Yeah. So once you file an I-130 petition, that might get more complicated, right? So you have a couple different options. Option one would be if you guys were to go to the United States and just stay and apply for a green card after 2 months, you wouldn't get permission to leave the United States for another 4 or 5 months at least. So that screws up your plan, right? So that's one reason why that's not great. What could happen is your husband could file an I-130 petition for you and wait for that to get processed. That's going to be a year, and then you go to the National Visa Center and you get another year, and then that's your 2 years when you really want to start living here. But once you do that, they might give you trouble coming across the border.
Can I apply through the embassy here in Canada?
Not anymore. They got rid of that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Sorry, Kimi. I wish I had a better answer for you.
Thanks.
Bye, buddy. All right. Lon is here. Hello, Lon. You're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
How are you today, sir?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. Please, I just have one or two quick questions. If someone that has an asylum that is granted and has a green card, can such person still use the home country passport to travel to elsewhere, but not his primary country?
Once you get asylum in the United States, you should stop using your passport.
I barely hear you, sir.
You can't hear me?
Yeah. What do you say, sir?
I said that once you get your passport, once you get your asylum from your old country, you shouldn't use your passport. Once you get asylum in the United States, you should no longer use your passport from your old country.
Okay. So after the green card, how long will it take to apply for the citizenship?
5 years.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye, Lon. See you, buddy. All right. So I went sort of short on Friday. I think I owe you guys 10 minutes. So I'm going to go a little extra long today, a little 10 minutes extra. Ali's been waiting for a while. Ali, you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm originally from Afghanistan. I came here through SIV. I didn't put the camera due to some security concerns.
Sure, that's fine.
Thank you. Since my family are there still. So last 2 years ago, they put a priority for parents of U.S. citizen. So I applied for my father. He got the approved I-31, went to NVC, and now the care team in Afghanistan are working on medical exams. And then, so he needs to file the form DS 5535. The last year they put a priority for siblings of U.S. citizen in Afghanistan. So I applied for two of my siblings. They got the approved I-130, and then I received an email from NVC that they need to wait until the visa is available. My question is that, and those two siblings are under 21. So my question is that my dad is going to come here, but what will happen to my siblings who are 21? My mom passed away, so my father is the only parent.
So even with the I-130 you have on file, what I would do is when your dad gets his visa, have him pay his Ellis fee, have him get his green card, and then have him come to the United States, receive his green card, and then once he does, then he should apply for a reentry permit and also apply for green cards for them as a green card holder, and then go back and stay with them and wait for the visas to become current through him, because I think that might be faster than the thing you got going. I'm not a big believer in all the stuff that they say about humanitarian parole and bringing in your brothers and sisters faster. I'm not a big believer in that. So I think, hold on a second.
It's okay.
Sorry, my kids are Hoosiers yelling like a bunch of morons. Sorry about that. So I think that's the only option is for your dad. How old are they? How old are the kids?
14 and 19.
Ooh, 19. Yeah. So he needs to file the other option is for him to come and focus on citizenship, but that's going to take 5 years. I'm not a big fan on that. So I think that's all you can do. I don't know if they're going to let your 19-year-old sibling come. They say that they're doing things like that, but I haven't seen much evidence of that, and I don't really believe them when they say that.
So you think the parole is not an option for them as they are minors without parents there?
Go for it. Do everything possible. But just what I'm saying is don't rely solely on that. If dad gets his green card, have him come and file I-130 petitions for them as well.
And the last question, is there any way that I ask for the NVC to expedite their case and mix that with my father's?
Oh, I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. I will talk to...
Try everything, but don't get your hopes up.
Yeah. Okay, I will contact your office probably to apply to file the parole. Let's see what happens. The last sentence. My sister-in-law got his green card thanks to you, and your office actually did the all lawyer and attorney things. Thank you so much. You have a good one.
Awesome, great. Thanks, Ali. See you, buddy. All right, got time for a couple more. Let's see. Pal is here. Pal, are you there?
Hey Jim, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Just a question. I recently on my USCIS portal online updated my address, my physical address. This was done actually a couple of months ago, but I don't know if that's the actual AR11, and I can't even on my USCIS portal online, it won't even confirm it. So I'm just making sure that I did it the correct way.
Just look for AR11 and do another one.
Say that again?
Look up the online form for an AR11 and do it again.
Look up the online form for AR11 and do it again. But this can be done online, correct?
Yeah.
All right. I'm in front of my computer right now. So if I just Google AR11 form, aliens change of address card.
Yep.
And I go there. and it's basically like a PDF, and on the top right you can sign in. So that's what I kind of did. I signed in and I just did it on my portal, but it didn't, where I put in my new info, it didn't say AR11 anywhere. If that
Yeah, I
makes
don't know.
sense.
I don't mess with AR11, so I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, no worries. I'll look into it then. Thank you.
Good luck, buddy. All right, Nicole is here. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having us on a Sunday.
Sure.
So I've spoken to you before I actually officially got engaged, but I am engaged now. And I did my intake call with your office last week, I think either Thursday or Friday.
Cool.
And I guess I came across some information that now I'm trying to figure out which way would be the best option. So I don't know if you recall, it's been a while, but my fiance now lives in Egypt. He's from Cairo. And I recall you mentioned that your wife is Egyptian. And in the intake call, they mentioned basically I could file either the spousal or the fiance petition. And I guess that's where I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the best solution for us, because either way, they mentioned it's going to take about 1.5 to 2 years. And obviously our intention is to get married if we got engaged. So we've been in communication, and my idea is, if we just wait maybe 6 months to a year to get married and do it the spousal way, at least he would have the rights when he comes here, and he'd be able to go back and see his family when he's, a lot more quickly. But I don't know if there's what are the pros and cons, I guess, in this kind of situation, because I feel like we were to get married within that 1.5 to 2 year time frame, and I don't want to have to restart the whole process. So I feel like maybe we would expedite getting married a little bit quicker than we might have if we were to do the fiance version. But at least that way he has his rights, if the intention is obviously to get married anyways.
So, Nicole, it has been a very long time since I've recognized or recommended fiance cases over spouse cases. It's been probably 5 or 6 years that I've been telling people, if you're at the stage you and your fiance are at, what I say now is go ahead and get married, even if it takes a little bit longer for the I-130. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, fiance cases are very low on the list of the priorities at the embassies, right?
Mm.
So I think they're even below visit visas, I think. Number two, there was a lot, you probably found a lot of chatter on the internet that says fiance cases are faster than marriage cases. That's not true anymore.
Yeah,
right?
well, that's what your office told me too, that they're both about the same. So I'm like, well, if we have to wait about the same amount of time, and our intention was to get married within the next 6 months to a year, then by the time we're waiting for the fiance one, we would get married, and then we have to restart the process anyways. So it doesn't make sense to restart it.
And that brings me to my third point, which is in some cases at some shitty embassies, and I would include Cairo on that list, every now and then, to try to clear the books and make it look like they're making progress on reducing their visa numbers, they will arbitrarily, and just because they feel like it, notify some people with an approved I-129F, which is the fiance case. Oh, sorry, this thing expired. So when USCIS approves an I-129F, the State Department, I think, has 4 or 6 months to act on it. Now, they routinely extend their own deadlines because they know it's taking longer than 4 or 6 months, but they don't have to. And the problem with that is sometimes they don't. And when that happens, there's 2 big problems. One is you can't challenge it, and they don't have to tell you why. And 2, more importantly, you have to start all over. So I think you've made all the right conclusions, and that what you should is do the marriage-based route, even if it takes longer.
Okay. So my next question then, because of the timing of, obviously we can't do the spousal way until we officially get married. And we thought about, okay, well, what if we just get married now? Because obviously our intention is to get married. But my concern with that is we already kind of have things against us. We have an age gap. I'm 33, he's 20. So that's a big age gap for them to consider. Okay, well, why would he want to be with her?
Not terrible.
It's not terrible, but if you think of, the fact that we're both young, I think it
Yeah.
makes it a little bit more complicated. We're not like older with an age gap, if you know
No,
what
I think it's better that you're younger. I think it's better that you're younger. I think
Okay.
it's when you're talking about a 53-year-old marrying a 40-year-old. I think that's more of a problem.
Okay. So I guess because I see that as like a potential challenge. I don't want to give them more ammunition to say like, why are you trying to rush it? That's why I'm like, at the least I can do, in the next 6 months, that means we'd be together for a year and we can get married then. I think that that's a logical
Yeah. And
timeline.
how many times have you been over there?
I've been over there 5 times now, and we're planning a trip now to Dubai in July. First time out of the country, so we can, travel together as opposed to just me going to Cairo.
So in my mind, where I land on that is I start saying things like, well, one of the reasons we decided to move a little bit faster is because the process takes so long. And if the process only took 2 or 3 months, we might have waited a little bit longer, but we knew, like you said, we knew we wanted to be together. We knew we wanted to be married. So we've been together a year. I visited 6 times. We went on a trip together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool.
Okay. Yeah, I that's kind of what I was thinking. And I think he's open to either option. He just, obviously he doesn't know the difference. And he's like, what's your decision? Because, I don't want to.
Well, tell him to watch this.
I'm sorry?
Tell him to watch this video that you and I just made.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Thanks, Nicole.
No problem. Thank you so much. Have a
good
good one.
day. See ya.
Thanks, you too. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody, that'll do it. I went the extra 10 minutes as promised. I'm going to go relax now. Go tell Noor not to walk into the house yelling like a Hoosier. And I think Ibrahim's friends are coming over, but they're not here yet. But it's supposed to storm some more. So I hope everybody's safe. Stay out of the storms and the forms. Stay out of the storms and the forms. Have a great night. And I'll be no show tomorrow. So we'll be back on Tuesday. Hold on, I can tell you what time on Tuesday. Tuesday is sort of a crazy day because Monday we're closed. So Tuesday, the show's at 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock Central on Tuesday. Have a good night, everybody, and happy Memorial Day. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.